empilweni yami ukuthi I felt like kusho ukuthi kahle kahle yimi umuntu onenkinga because everywhere I went belokhu kushona abantu because it started with my mom. Ngihlala nomamkhulu 2 years later she passes away and next thing ngihambe ngiyohlala nengane kalokuzane kamamkhulu and then ungakapheli unyaka umamncane abuye azongilanda ethi hayi uzohlala nami because ngifuna ukuthi ufunde yabo, then move to Ladysmith. Uma ngifike Ladysmith ngispend 4 years. After 4 years umamncane passes away.
DJ Sbu Live presents. Ladies and gents, welcome once again. DJ Sbu Live. Niyangazi ke mina ngithanda ukuxoxela nabafethu no dadewethu osisi bethu, and I just want to draw inspiration from all these different people that we admire so much. And the brother that I have next to me right now is somebody whom ever since we've met, he's just shown me nothing but humility and love and respect, and I've returned the same because what I learned, but see, education is never meant to be one directional from elder to younger. It has to be in all sorts of directions, from older to younger, younger to older, and we all have to keep learning every time. Now, this young brother here is somebody who hails from the KZN in South Africa, has built himself to becoming one of the most amazing musicians, songwriter, producer, vocalist, an entrepreneur of our time. Young as he is, I'm very, very honored that I've just recently collaborated with him on some musical works. We've done a track called Umoya together. I'm collaborating with Utram Pope, and it's out on radio. We've just hit radio, and we're having a great time together and just learning from one another. Mr. Aubrey Qwana, welcome to DJ Sbu Live.
So Ngiyaphila.
I was just mentioning ukuthi I had a chance to ukubukela the Sobering podcast.
Yeah.
Dope interview.
It was actually my first ever podcast ever. Because ngiyasaba ukuthi sometimes ukuthi uzama ufuna ukukhuluma and then abantu bengavumela ukuthi ukhulume into osufuna ukuyikhuluma ngaphakathi or ube free, abanye ukuthi bayakulimit. So sometimes you need to speak into osukuze ngama kuthiwa mhlawumbe you drop the single to I know asike sikhulume ngale single, but sometimes you want to address something else beyond the single. So I was very honored to be part of that podcast, and today I'm here.
Yeah. And into engichaza ngepodcast ukuthi that's what you have. Uneshansi yokukhuluma whatever you want to speak.
Yeah.
For however long. Ngoba emsakazweni esikhathini esiningi where we've gotten used to doing my interviews or a TV, we always are given a certain time. Yeah. And maybe let me take this opportunity to congratulate the gents at the Sobering podcast. Big up, guys. Guys, please keep growing that podcast. It's really dope. Like I've watched some episodes with Nota, I've watched Aubrey, I've watched a lot of the episodes when you guys are on your own, and I know you've been at it. So just keep pushing the Sobering podcast. And your new set is looking dope. So keep pushing, Buffet, to big up. We're all in the same family here online. The more of us there is on the internet, the better.
Yes. And the more opportunities for young upcoming artists or entertainers for them to batholi ukuthi bekwazi ukuzmarketa or ukuthi abantu bazi ngawo. So I feel like the podcast industry or the internet industry is very crucial and very vital because 90% we are here. More than anything, we literally hear everything that when you wake up in the morning, you hardly go check on TV or radio anywhere. I'm not disputing those spaces, but into ithinta California yakho you check ukuthi what's happening, ngibona la ku Twitter, DJ Sbu drop a episode entsha, okay, let me go watch, unoba unoSilas Ntuli namhlanje, let me go see. You understand? Is that type of thing ukuthi ifoni updates ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi lento oyibona manje oyibona advertise manje uhambe uyibona same time. And because you already know something that you didn't know. And
izinto move fast, abantu abasathenga ama newspaper.
Yeah.
Well, banokathenga kuya ngempilo yomuntu.
And again, now newspaper they have the digital ones. Also.
Yeah.
So you can also like see okay namhlanje entry angimele ngihambe ngosibani ngoba kanje khona ingozi, okay, clean. I'm fine now.
Maybe asiqale ngesikhathi samanje. A lot of us got disturbed and were forced to be locked down the past 2 years. Isivula ingqondo leyo nto.
Yeah.
Aubrey njani manje since lockdown yenzakele nishintshe kanjani impilo yakho before we go back to your story?
Ngenza iphutho elikhulu angi-introduceanga.
No, go right ahead, babingelele.
Sanibonani ngoba ngangazi igama lami Aubrey Qwana uzinyubulani mfana ozala ishinga lenkosazana umkaba ibhinqa esimanje isikhazi phukuzekile inkanyamba uqobolwa inkosi ezibinyo engabizwa ngegama Mpumalenza Nsolundo Mahlekihli kwankomedlulo edolobheni emthanjeni amagijima igazi gijima uthukela mfana uphuza umfule empilo yedwa mphuza uthukela ngehle njalo ngiphuza imfolozo emnyama shiqi
Ay bathi nokuyibike mawuyindoda beluzazi ukuthi ubani.
Yebo ngisho mina ukuthi kuningi okushintshile ngenkathi kufika lockdown because umthatha ukubheka even how as musicians how we promoted our music we were focusing more yes on the digital space but not 100% because besifuna ukurely ukuthi hayi mele siye on the street sinika abantu izinto uye kuma shows but when I lockdown ishaya there are no shows, you can't go on the streets, you say indoors the whole time. So yonke into yenza kumele uyenzele lapha phakathi. So that's I feel like that's when even the podcast industry grew.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of people figured ukuthi kahle kahle into eningi bengazenza on their phones, on their laptop. So and then even nasema office abantu abaningi besebenzela on kuma laptops wabo ama meetings ba host bamba ku Zoom meeting uyaba abanye ku Google meeting yabo so yonke into vele yajika yasikhombisa ukuthi kahle kahle into eningi singazenza digitally. It's all about are you willing to learn or are you willing to try it? If you don't try it then you're going to wait for a lockdown to iphele and then mawulindi lockdown to iphele izinto zakho ziyama. It's either you join in or you lose in.
And we also didn't get a chance to travel.
Nothing. Yabo literally behlala endlini. Uphume uhambe uyothenga igrocery uyabuya kuphelile. You can't even go to work to the office. Only abantu abasebenza kuma convenience stores naseyindaweni ezibalekile abadinga odokotela onesi bonke abantu ababalekile ukuthi mawukuthi mhlawumbe khona ugula namhlanje ukwazi ukusizakala fast. So ibona kuphela abantu bebekwazi ukuya emsebenzini. Nakhona futhi ku-limited because ngena ngama shift athizeni. So izinto eziningi sigcine sesifuza ukuthi yazini let me learn this this digital or online space thing because online even my song ingoma lengayikhipha when lockdown hit was Imolo. It was the first song that we've ever done fully marketing yayo online. And it went well because we got to see okay abantu abaningi bahleli emakhaya. Obviously they're gonna watch TV, but they're gonna get bored of TV because they're gonna keep on watching the same things. So they're gonna try and go online to check on YouTube what's happening on YouTube, to check on Twitter what's new, to check on Facebook, Instagram, and that's where we get our chance to shine because we need to flood those spaces to make sure good people see what's happening because they can't see us on shows, they can't see us where they usually see us, but now they get to see us online on their phone. They don't even need to go out and pay. They can just see everything here.
What's beautiful was the last time I remember when I was with people and making music in the presence of my mother was many years ago.
Yeah.
It so happened to the night when you came for us to record Umoya. Yeah. My mother was in the house and I really felt so humbled. And ngajabulisa na umoya wako and my mom has just loved you ever since then. Let's talk about the making of the song Umoya. Yeah. And I know you've told me before in terms of having followed my career as a man who's a little bit older than you.
Yeah.
Uguti, you were introduced to my music and for me just having to meet you in Sebenze now that day was very special. I'll share my experiences of the night but
okay, for me again I'll always say this, it's been a pleasure, it's been a dream come true to work with you because you know you see DJ Spush I just cop nalamaza zakhe nalamasutha enokwashaya lamakhala like this is a real superstar, you understand, and the music is amazing and me now because ngangazi ukuthi ngiyocula one day. For me it was like it was too far fetched kwangasile iphupho engathi ngingaliphupha lifezeke, you understand, something buyibukela ukuthi akuhlwe ndawo nokuthi the way bengikubuka ngabe ngikuhlwe ndawo nendlela engibuka ngayo Drake njengamanje was like yo hayi lo muntu ule phezulu I can't even reach and to come to Jozi ngithatha ilipho faith ukuthi ngize Jozi ngizofuna umsebenzi just to try to push with my friends Black Diamond, it led me to meeting you. So nothing ayikho into eyenzeka by chance. Yonke into eyenzeka because there's a reason for it to happen. You understand? Yonke into ama-decisions engiwenzile empilweni yami led me to meeting you finally, and not just meeting you once through our interviews, but meeting you and end up because of the energy that I got from you, and the much of knowledge that I learned while we're doing those interviews. It led us to have a studio session. It wasn't something that we would say, "Aye boy, I'm happy after this interview, let's hit the studio." It wasn't even like that. The first time I commented, I don't know if you saw it. I think you were doing. I think it was this tribal thing. I think you're saying you're putting your album together.
Oh yeah.
And then I commented, ngathi cela ungangishiyi.
Yeah.
Kukho konke ngathi cela ungangishiyi. You understand? And then when you text me, it was like, "Are you free?" I was like, yabo kumama bese khona bengizosho ukuthi mama, I made it finally. Ithuwe bekade ngilindele empilweni yami yonke. It sekufezekile. Yabo into ephupha umuntu, into esiphuphayo thina and uyibona ngathi ayizokufezeka, but when it comes true and then you like kahle that means I'm doing right.
You're doing amazing.
You understand? That means I'm doing something as well as ukuthi lo muntu engibukela kuyena azathi hayi boy, I think it's time. And things like that. And I mean, when I wrote that comment, I didn't expect you to respond immediately. And you didn't respond immediately. But because of time, uNkulunkulu lamadla uzenze yonke izinto zakho bazenza ngesikhathi ekumele senzeke ngakhona. So the way as I unfold ngama besho ngesilungu, the way isikhathi sasivume ngayo, isikhathi kathi wangibiza ngasikhathi ngiphuma ngaso nami ekhaya ngeqeda ukwenza into zami ngiklina ngamkela ubumina nobize ngeliphiwo uNkulunkulu nabasekhaya ukuthi kumele ngenze into yami ngendlela kanje. Uyabo? And then to come back from home and then get it texted kamwakweni ukuthi except boy, let's do something. Angathi yakhumbula ngathi ngifika ngigqoka ibhayi.
Yeah, ngiyakhumbula, sure.
Angiqeda ngafika ngigqoka ibhayi. That's a conversation for another day. So the spiritual elements or my spiritual being engaphakathi kumina was very, very active. So sathi mahlangana, and especially meeting your mom, abona pethu, it's one thing when you meet your idol. And then bese umeetha umuntu owaletha le idol, lo muntu othi idol yakhe emhlabeni, it's very rare. You hardly get that opportunity. It was like, oh, lo muntu ngobe kanje ushuthi uthatha kuma wakhe. Lo muntu ayibona abutshengisa mina bona ubuthatha kuma wakhe ngoba ubona ukuthi engafike ngabuthola ngikathi ngihlangana noma wakho. Yes. Kwafika because mina I lost uma wami ngisemncane, but I felt like ngathi abomuntu welcome ngendlela ukuthi uza afeli ngathi wami nami umama. You understand? You really feel welcome ngalendlela ukuthi ayazi ngathi ngamnika ihug. I've never felt like yabona mina for umuntu okhule engalazi uthando likaMama because uma wathi qeda ukungizala wangisa ekhaya olundi ukuze kwazi sale egoli ukusebenza. You understand? That love oyithola I never got that ngisakhula. It's something that I had to create ekhanda lami ukuthi yazi kahle uma made these sacrifices because uyangithanda, and the conversation that I was able to have nkathi ngihlangana noma wakho and the feeling that I felt, it led to a song ukuthi umoya, ukuthi abantu bengasho noma yini ngami, abantu bengasho noma yini ngawe, kodwa bazi ukuthi into ephakathi lakithi is too strong. It's not our own doing, it's because konke esilawulayo ngaphakathi. So hence ingakho abantu bathi ngithwele, abantu bathi nginenyoka, kodwa bazi ukuthi ngibuso umoya.
It's the spirit.
It's the spirit within. Yes.
Ladies and gents, I'm very excited that he's shared his sentiments around the song Umoya. It means a lot for me because I experienced him in action, and he knows what he wants, he knows what he likes, He knows how he wants it to sound. He's one of those artists that are very specific about how he wants things done and how he wants your contribution as well. And he would respect your contribution, but his talent goes way beyond just being on the mic. Just his writing process in the studio and just how he allows other artists to be themselves. I think that was an incredible experience that I just saw. For me now, I think it's the beginning. I'm just looking forward to see Aubrey Qwana's star rise. For me, he belongs to the top of the globe. He belongs to the biggest festivals all over the world because he's got such a unique voice that captures just that South African essence of I don't want to call it Maskandi or call it Mbaqanga or call it, but when you hear that voice, there's something that just says to you African. That just says to you Abantu Abamnyama. That just says to you your spirit. It just, and even his writing style as well. I mean, go back to his discography. Now let's go back to Istor Sako. As much as I might have watched it on the Sobering podcast and you might have shared things here and there on certain interviews, it's not easy for a youngster or a young person to grow up with, especially without umama, you know. Without having to dwell in it too much, I always say to Abantu Abazali Babo, I was in an interview yesterday, I was saying on camera, guys, if you still have both of your parents, treasure your parents. There's people like us who no longer have our fathers. I mean, I no longer have my father who brought me up, my stepfather, Datelo me, so rest in peace, and my biological father. Sadly, I lost my father as well in 2009, 2010, or around there, many years ago, about a decade ago. Nobody deserves to lose a parent. Like, you need, no matter how old you can get, you always still need the love of a parent. And when ukhule kanjani without uthando lukama?
Well, mina, the situation was very, very, very weird, and it's funny how I still have unanswered questions that I even raised when I was home. I was home this weekend to do a young thank you ceremony. Because sometimes, before Nkubeka, sometimes ngabantu, we are easy to ask God to bless us with things. And then when you see change, you don't go back and say thank you for this. You just want more. You just want more and more. You want the top, but you forgot to appreciate the first step to the top. So for me, I just went home just to say thank you, because I see a big difference from when I started doing music and now. In terms of my music, in terms of my life, in terms of everything around me, I see a big difference, and there's growth. You understand? So I just went home to say thank you. So there was a lot of questions that I asked that I didn't understand. Yabo. So imbuzo futhi engaphendulekanga. So growing up, mina, I was my mom passed away when I was 10. My dad passed away when I was 9, 10 or 11. I don't remember exactly, but I was around that age when I lost my mom and dad. So I didn't know my father, period. You understand? But my mom and Baba Beshatile. So that's the whole reason why. I don't use my father's surname, because so this thing of being moved from family to family, and your mom uhlala good, and you are too young to understand, and then when you grow up, I think I'm from 4 when I lost my mom, and then one more year, then get high school, and then you see other kids, but let's about when you don't know nothing, umuntu omaziyo wazumamkhulu wakho, and hlala endlini kunabantu abo 8, 9 siyashare. Remember that picture that I showed you? Growing up, hlala sitting room, kulala sibeke sports, hlala siyo abanye balala enyaweni. You understand? That was my life growing up. You understand? And then not having a home, not having abazali, it wasn't really as a big deal, because besibaningi butiti siyakhula emqondo, besibaningi endlini, we play what everything is fine, but it hits you it always hits you uma ubona abazali bezodropha iy'ngane zabo esikoleni, family meetings, uzobiza ugogo umdala, umamkhulu wami, because bengibiza ngogogo izingane zakho bezimbiza ngogogo umdala, and akakwazi ukuhamba, yabo, akakwazi ukuhamba i-distance, so literally akufika umuntu, you understand? Ile nto lezi hamba zikushaya up until ngikhula ngagcina ngiyifundisa mina ukuthi yazini hayi ngoba umama bengangithandi, yabo, but she had to make the sacrifice ukuthi ukuze ngikwazi ukuba nokuhle etafuleni. Ahambe eGoli engazi umuntu eGoli, afike eGoli afuna umsebenzi, afike eqale as a domestic worker until akwazi ukuthola le license yakhona khona lama truck phakathi airport la driver le efaka itebhisi. Uma benza lo msebenzi obekuthiwa umsebenzi wamadoda, wahamba wafundela wona wapatana ezogcina sekwazi ukwenza, you understand? Sadly ukuthi she passed away when I was too young to actually show appreciation or feel the love, you understand? But I got to understand on my own ukuthi kahle lo muntu ebengithanda akekho umuntu ongavela edele yonke impilo yakhe athi uyonza lokho azi kahle ukuthi akekho qualified for le nto le ayifunda aze agcina seyenzile. It must be love, you understand? That's how I pictured uthando lukamama wami.
And uma nekakushiya wakushiya kamamkhulu,
wangishiya kamamkhulu. And the sad part, and there was a time empilweni yami ukuthi I felt like kushuthi kahle yimi umuntu onenkinga, because everywhere I went belokhu kushona abantu, because it started with my mom. Ngihlala nomamkhulu 2 years later she passes away. And next thing ngihambe ngiyohlala nengane kalokuzane kamamkhulu, and then ungakapheli unyaka umamncane abuye azongilanda ethi hayi uzohlala nami because ngifuna ukuthi ufunde, yabo. Then move to Ladysmith. Uma ngifike Ladysmith ngispend 4 years. After 4 years umamncane passes away. You understand? So you as a kid you grow up around those things with like, why is it so ukuthi mina njalo lapha engiyakhona mele ukuhamba wami khona mele ngishiye khona abantu abashonile and ngingabe ngisakwazi ukuhlala lapho, yabo? Yonke le nto le it builds iyona lento le yangenza yangifaka ukuthi ngidive kakhulu ngicine ngiphuza utshwala ini because I have unanswered questions. And luckily I always say ubhuti wami kahle umshana wami, but because of the complications uthi umzalo and umdala, I was like I just call him my brother because we are brothers after all. Sometimes ngimbiza ngobaba wami, ngimbiza ngoma wami, because that's what he became in my life. He took me ngathi ngilahlo ubhuti wami, ingane yami mamncane wami bengihlala nayo umamncane lwangilanda ulundwa ngise elokuzane wangise Mnambithi. When she passed away, ingane yakhe kicked me out right after it's her inheritance. It was like, yo boy, I think you're old enough to figure it out on your own. And then that's when ngabona impilo ukuthi hey, I want to appreciate what you have because tomorrow might be gone. They're serious because ngase ngidla amakhekhe 10 cent for a week.
How old were you at that time?
I just finished my matric. I think I was 18. Yeah, I was 18, just finished my matric. Now, after I finished my matric, that's when umamncane got diagnosed with the cancer, right? So I took a gap year the following year, which was 2011. So I had to take care of her and give him gas and give him job. To understand how much does it take for umuntu esilisa ugeza umuntu esifazane, umuntu oma wakho uyingane. You understand? It takes too much up until like she couldn't handle it anymore, and then she passed away. And when she passed away, ngasala singisele nengane yakhe, yabo. Nangisele nengane yakhe. I was like, my boy, you are a grown man. You have a matric. You can figure it out on your own. I was like, figure it out on my own. How? Because I don't have money. It's not like you're going to give me money to go study. Nothing. You understand? Instead of that, it was like, kicked me out. I was like, let me figure it out on my own. Luckily, I had abangani bami abakhona lapha eLadysmith. They took me in. They took care of me. And then,
so you didn't know what you were going to do that time? There was no music in your mind at that time?
No music, no. The only thing that was on my mind that I wanted to do after matric was fashion design and graphic design. That's the only thing I basically. And literally, when my friend took me in, mangihlalise endlini khona indle umxhaso babenayo babengayisebenzisi, so bengihlala lapho akuna fridge akuna stove akunalutho into I only eat when they come to visit, when they come to have parties, and then during the week 5 days kumele ngiyibhatanisele, it's either ngithenga amakhekhe a 10 cent mhlawumbe about 20 ngilokhu ngiwaconza ukuthi ngizodla 3 today ngizodla 3 tomorrow yabo, up until ifike liphuma nakhona hoping ukuthi they're gonna come nge-weekend, you understand, up until ngamtshela ukuthi ngicela ungipha noma ngo-500 ngifuna ukuhamba ngiye eThekwini ngiyo-apply for a school, and I'll see if I can get ibhasari or what. And then ngaya mangifika khona ngafika I think I slept phansi kumfethu ngihambe naye because yena wayefunde duty naye wayeyo-register, so I was like hayi silala ngaphansi kwama-desk kuma-lecture room while we were waiting to register for like a full week.
Sure.
Remember no 500 that means ngideduct imali yokugibela, ngideducta nemali yokuthi ngenza ama-photocopy yonke into. I'm literally left with what I think it was 200 imali ngisele nayo, so kumele ngenze yonke into up until iphela le mali, and then we couldn't stay there anymore, and those 2 nights where we had to sleep under the bridge.
Yeah.
Eduze was a duty. We had to sleep there so that we can wake up and sibambula again. You understand? Up until ulokuzana cousin wami ngimbiza ngobhuti wami. Athi ukuphi umuntu athi ngila eThekwini ngifuna isikole, wathi hawu ndoda usho useThekwini uza la angilande, and then athi ngizohlala la ngiyazi ngizokhulumela noMaskandi hlala nami lana ufuna isikole mina I'll take care of the food. Athi kwangcono angibona ukuthi angisitholi futhi siyaphela isikhathi azoqala amlokuzana amaklase na izinto zami ayihlangana ngithole nesifana. I was like, yazi, let me leave this. Ngahamba ngaye eThekwini college. So somebody told me, he was like, yo, lekhozi leyo ifuna yazi khona eThekwini college. I was like, for real? Like, and then he took me there. And then one man reached everything. I finished everything same day. Registration, ngathola ibhasa ilokuzana, NSFAS same day, everything same day because I had everything. So lento le yanga ngizothi okay yazi sometimes ufuna izinto engaphezulu kwakho, just go with what God gives you. I was like, okay, so there must be a reason why it took too long for me to get a duty. But here, that means I need to be here. Yeah, because here I'm able to get imali rent as much as I don't get it at the same time. Yabo ngathi mangimtshela ubafa athi khuleka, don't worry, I'll talk to Maskandi mina ngizokurentela. I don't get paid imali eningi, ngizokurentela ngikunike imali yesikoleni uzodle ngikudla. And I was like, okay, this guy is the guy. And remember, bengisaphuza utshwala at that time. And then just because he doesn't drink, he influenced me to change everything about me. It was like, I can't take imali yakhe yokugcina ngiyiphuza utshwala mina. Imali yakhe ayisebenza ukugcina ukuthi umuntu uyasebenza uhola 5,000, kumele ayirentele yena, sende imali ekhaya aserentele mina, aphinda anike umuntu usala ngenalutho akwazi nokuyithengela i-under. Because it's taking, and then when I take that last cash that he gives me ngiphuza utshwala, for me it didn't make sense. I was like, there and there, I'm stopping this. And that's how ngafunda ngaqeda, and then before ngiqeda, and then reconnected with the Black Diamond. They came to Durban.
So you guys have been friends with Black Diamond
since high school. Since high school, because people don't know. I used to do music. Very 2008. I used to rap, and then ngayeka cause khona insizwe ibe-rapper kangcono kunami. Ngathi ngoba ngathi anginawo, angikho mandla lapho, ngathi athi ngiyiyeke lento le yabo, ngifocus esikoleni into ebengiyifuna vele ebengiyithanda bo, ngafocus khona up until sa reconnect 2015 ngidamane lokungibavakashela nje eGoli nakhona ubakho still khipheni imali kukhona hayi hamba uvashela izinkabi zakho, ngiyayibona ukuthi content zami ukuyibuild, ngizokunika mina imali uhambe ubavakashela nakhona uma ufika lapho ungafiki nje uthwele ikhanda, phathe something uthenge ede mhlawumbe ukudla ngoba uzohlala i-weekend, edle mhlawumbe izinto ezisuyidliwa lapho. And then we formed a group, me and the boys, we formed a group called the 150 Empire.
150 Empire, that was before Aubrey Qwana and before Black Diamond.
before Aubrey Qwana, Black Diamond was already there because Black Diamond started as a rap group.
Okay.
No 10 abantu phakathi. You understand, and then look until uze kusela abantu ababili. So and then when we reconnected, we created the hub whereby khona umuntu oshuthayo, khona umuntu enza lokhu nalokhu, and it became a thing because that's what we saw. Khona boys and barks, khona what we saw people become great because of groups. So we wanted to become that also. You understand? But from our hometown, same guys we grew up with, everything. It's that. It's pushy patience, okay, we're hustling. We're in the streets of Jersey. We don't know nothing but to hustle. So, and then we created that, and then give a brand. Oh, I finished. I graduated, right? At Green. When and then the AmaZion, I signed somewhere. They were like, "Hey, boy, we wanna get out of this. Let's come to you to a table because we are seven soon in our yako." That was saying right, because we rented and because we feed that. Wasn't about to make him or something. So they come to me and then we reconnect again. And then you get the humble up until I said, "Hey, boys, I think this thing good in like it's not worth it. So I'm gonna quit here. Msebenzi ngihambe ngiyofuna indawo eGoli because bekungasahlala eGoli ngithi hambe ngifuna indawo eGoli ngifuna umsebenzi so that we can pay rent and even phinde and push music again. Akekho Aubrey ku music, zero. I'm just a guy who's helping my friends, yabo. So I would do that the following year. Jenny boss ngiya resign, boys uya resign ngithi ya ngeGoli. Hawaii
awunesibindi boy,
angibonga ngathi ngiyasanga lapha ngazi ngizofikela kwakhona eGoli. Ngathi hayi ngiyahamba, hayi nje ngiyadlala resignation date ngimsendele. Angibize futhi hawama ngithi hayi ngizokuphulela imali la phansi bro. Ngiyahamba abo inhliziyo misifuna lokho ekufunayo.
Yeah.
Yonke into ubona ngathi ayiyenzi sense ukwenza ukuthi ngiyahamba mina and ngihamba ngempela. Then wafika la eGoli sanganisa indawo ukuhlala sathola bachelor. Sathola bachelor nje and then behlala sibo 7 khona yabo. Sipriche khona kukhona umbhedo yabo. Akho fridge akho khona istove nje kuphela yabo.
Ufikela ku Bachelor Park?
No, safikele eMaboneni.
The Hillbrow eMaboneni.
Yeah, safika. Nakhona ngathi ngifike eGoli khona inkabi yami la uSimo Ngubeni wayehlala khona vele yabo. So ngathi ayi awungicuphi insuku ezimbalwa same building wangisiza ngicwasisa amaphepha yonke into apply ngathola leyo ndawo le. Abe ngathi nkabuzana sengitholile indawo uzana eGoli abeze 7 guys endlini encane. And the 7 guys endlini.
Ungikhumbuza thina sisahlala eHillbrow. Bathi sihlukanisa iroom ngekhetheni.
Yeah. So sihlala sapusha up until phela imali yokurent. Angithola umsebenzi yani we living off ama savings. Sikhokha rent for 3 months. Awashaya uJune, ngithi ngiyeke eJanuary emsebenzini. Awashaya uJune, mushaya uJune sibukana emehlweni manje ayikho imali yerent. Athi boys, athi ngenza icebo ngihamba ngaye ekhaya, manje ekhaya ngapatanisha ahlanganisa amajita asayine ambitious. Mayisayine ambitious athi boy buya. Uzohlala nathi uzofuna umsebenzi ngapha sebesiphusha ngoba sizopushisa yonke into qhubeka ushaya graphic design yabo style
ngoba ushaya graphic design.
Yeah, yonke bengiyifundela esikoleni. So I was like hayi cool la ngibuye enze le nto lezi enze manje mina njalo mangidesigner sehlala sonke eMadrid njalo mangidesigner I was a crazy fan kaSjava, you understand. So njalo ngiyiculela amaculo kaSjava lapho but hey uyaqala waphuma umuntu uthi ngithi khona uSjava la endlini kanjani. You have that voice that has the texture yakhe for real. Uthi ngilalela ingoma zakhe mina ngiyayiculela athi hayi alright njalo ngibanga umsindo athi yazi oza la ozozama lento estudio. So that's how I went back to music. Look at that boy, we're making this song here and come back it up faka ama backings ngifaka i-backing and then udanye I'm writing this like say contribute if you want to contribute and then that's how I became an artist. And then but I think the first song I recorded unduwangishaya ne-beats athi nayi beats thina we're going for a radio tour for a week long. You know how to record because I used to record the guys back then in the made ngakisa rap. So it's cool.
Angitshela lapho nalapho ukuthi sekurecord nje manje like ahambe. Mayibuya sekhona ingoma engirecordini.
I mix yenze irecordiwe nje from first to aqede lapha I mix. Ayi ngizwe ngathi kuyahanjwa ke la kodwa I still ungabi nandaba. The second song I recorded was Ingaqonyo.
You lie.
Yes.
Wow.
And that's when I saw, I was like, nakhona still beside doubt, I still maybe fluke. Yeah. And then I recorded another song. It was the same. It was my second single, featuring Sho Madjozi. And then after that, I was like, I'm not stopping. Let me just go. And then noguye. Kwagcina sekufike lezinga lingilona namhlanje ngigcina sengihlangane no DJ Sbu and then khona ingoma ethi more.
You what a story, I'll tell me.
Yeah, understand. So about there's
into ehlukile introduce kwento ubungayilindele ukuthi ungakuyona. So that's why makuthiwa yamukela isimo sikubeke lapha kumele sikubeke khona kumele usamukele isimo ngoba awusazi isimo leso kumele usamukele sokubekela mhlawumbe something
great than what you thought. So ngokwamukela isimo kwami kwagcina kumbeke nje sithe ngintona ngikhuluma nawe namhlanje.
Yes. And then how did you end up getting signed?
It was very funny because I got signed over a status message so WhatsApp.
Yeah, I got signed. So the guy who became my first manager, so
wabona ilokuzana status Sandu. We were in studio. I think I was singing this other song in Mana that we just recorded with the boys. So we were trying to put together a tape 150 tape.
So so I was recording and then I shoot a color beats about science and go. And then I posted a story. And then not first low because they seven son and no seven no so what how ubalo mfana lo what inkabi yami enhlala na kusho ndo inkabi yami enhlala nayo yeah isaza manje leshana uthi le nkabi iyasika then weza uzongibona the following day hey mfethu kodwa ngizama ukuyihlanganisa yabo angiyazi mina lento yeni ngazi umaskandi but ngicabanga ukuthi singenza something ngithi hayi mina mfethu noma yini yabo and then I thought clean cool and then every week later ngimsendele ilokuzana ingoma ngithi kwani ngoma ngiyirecordile la yabo nomzwise and then ngisese studio maqede lapho vele sibanje inkundla studio sa recorda yona ingaqona banje inkundla studio masibanje inkundla studio khambe wonke amafiles luckily ngangisendele udanya I voice note yengoma yonke angiqeda ukurecord and then mangimsendela and then the following day ngisesitshontshelwe yonke amafoni yonke ngihamba nje ngendlini anginalutho because asirecorde somewhere la efitas and then mangendlini yafeli yamtshendo indod I need to remake this song yabo angamsendela ilokuzana ngamsendela imanager yami athi okay so ngimsendela ngifowardele unduku sithi just let me just forward it to him to also ngimforwardele ngimforwardele I-voice note akusingoma ingoma I-voice note yengoma ngirecorde ngathi ngakatshontsha amafana athi yo imnandi le ngoma uthi endoda le ngoma isekho ngoba ehamba ama-files onke uzozama ukuthi ayenze kabusha but I clean and athi yazi undu ayenze overnight beat ayenze clean akusendele because they were busy the following day athi ngithi ngizokulanda khona umjida amazile so e-force on a studio ozokurecorda and then undu uzobuye sezoclean ama-vocal but I clean sambi so on the way manje ngibhizi ngiyayicula le ngoma ushuthi video ngicula phe kwebeat ushuthi video and then I faka status sakhe and then reveal soul from kathi wayesesona
reveal Ramkhasi
yes
wayesesona yeah
and then what I need this boy and then that's how they signed me before I even recorded gave them the full recording.
Wow,
it was like what this is the song like that's how I got signed
kanjalo nje
and because I was so excited and I got tracer back a few months back ngangakaze ngibe i-artist but to have someone who believes in me ofuna ukungisayina and band man ngisasebenza mina ngisashaya 9 to 5
Ngisasebenza ngisho 9 to 5 ngiye studio nje kumele ngivuke ekseni makhona la studio ngibamba ikhumbi ngibheke isipani yabo. So to have that, I was like, ufuna ukudrop ingoma yakho kuphi lapho sesoni banike manje banike noma bengayidropa namhlanje anginankingi. And then that's how Ngaqonya became, just because we read and then the process prolong kakhulu, and then we dropped the original after remaking it, dropped the original, and then after paperwork is finalized, and then we did the remix that we dropped officially and so.
That is incredible, and that was the start officially of your career.
Yes. And
then now you decided to remain independent.
Yes.
How's the independent grind going? Because the music is expensive.
Because I've developed a new system that I work with now. Because I have an in-house, as much as I produce, I record myself, I mix my own vocals, but I need a guy, because I don't know how to make beats. I need a guy who's going to mix the beat properly and then mix my vocals properly and blend them nicely. So I got an in-house producer. So it's like, Chief, because I can't pay you. I'm independent. You understand? I'm independent. I'm no longer at Sony, paying contract. I'm at Sony, and I want to try this alone. You understand? I want to try this on my own, and at my own level. And then it was like, yo, Chief, can we do it like this? You and I are going to be partners. Each and every song that I'm going to make, that I'm going to make, whether you produced it or just, if you mix it and master it, you got to get a percentage from that song.
Lovely.
From sales to royalties, you're going to get a percentage from that. Because instead of me paying you, let me say 1,000 a song for recording me, I come to you, the song is already recorded. I recorded myself. So I'll be playing with the mangating, maybe 1,000. 1,000 is too little. Because you make it sound like a song. Rather give you a percentage from each and every song that comes out of your hands. You understand? And that's how I've been working, and how I pay my producers, the people that give me beats, is like, just to be fine, it's either you tell me that you want me to pay you cash now, and then, or you want me to say, let's split it through royalties so that you get your fair share, I get my fair share, without having a back and forth with the Ingom missing, but I'm not happy. Because there was an incident whereby a brewer did a song, the brewer didn't believe in a song. We're like, yo, we're gonna go, we're gonna take your 50. I said, I'm gonna take my 50, and the brewer was like,
pay me now.
Pay me. I was like, are you sure? Yeah. I was like, pay me. I said, Kwa.
Pay them.
And then
the song blew up.
and then the bro said,
I want my share.
This bro never paid me. I was like, I got nothing from the song. Like, you asked for us to pay you, and then that's what we did.
But you didn't do the paperwork though.
We did the paperwork.
Oh, okay, son. He messed himself up, yeah.
We did the paperwork.
Yeah.
It's on him.
And it's on him, yeah.
And there's nothing like I can do. I couldn't. Your royalties are your royalties, but when it comes to the making of the money, Yengoma, you wanted to get paid.
And that's the thing with the independent grind, guys. And I like the way you're hustling it, because you're very smart and you're running a lean ship. Running business in land.
Yeah.
You have to be very smart as to where your expenses go,
yeah.
And you have to be very smart in only paying for the things that are necessary for you to run that business.
Yes.
Is nice to have, they are not necessary. Now it's a business. And that's why I love this interview in Jobi and Zegamai, because when you're at the top of your game, when you become the Qwana, the one that you're supposed to become, that you're going to become, we're going to be watching this interview and be like, yo, he was still coming up over here.
You understand? So, and I feel like that's where it's very important to structure your business. And I always say, Guti, I know everyone likes the idea of being independent, but being independent is not easy. If you don't have the stomach for it, my guy, just take a risk once. Cause again, when you are independent, you need to be smart about it again. Say, okay, I'm independent, but I need to outsource the management. You understand? When you outsource the management, because they bring you clients, like my endorsement, they bring you
like they bring you gigs, and that's how they get paid. You understand? You pay them for each and every product they give you. So it's literally you not being the 100% theirs, but you are paying them to make sure that you have something to run your business with. You understand? So, and also again to say, from that, okay, management is on the look. Let me have a distributor. Right? I'm running a recording label. Let me have a distributor. Distributor is gonna take care of making sure that my digital stores, music kwami, ini mudlala yonke indawo yabo, my digital stores uyatholakala yonke the rights, and it's being distributed in there right now. Khona umuntu ofuna ukuyisinka in, and then that's where also the publisher comes in. You understand? So it's nakhona futhi publisher needs to be different from ungafaki yonke into in one basket. Management, yeah, a distributor, a publisher. Because musukufaka ebhodweni elilodwa yonke into, trust me, khona ukuzoleka. Yabo khona ukuzoleka, rather ukuthi usetshenzwe ngabantu abaningi ngesikhathi esisodwa, so that you know ukuthi hayibona after ngathola ama gigs uyakwazi ukupressa la ukuthi hawu manje lo mculo lengoma enqede ukhipha isenze emalini osenze imali ngakho angihola anginawo ama gigs angithola imali yizi. You understand? And they were like, yo, we publisher ukuthi ingoma idlala ephi nakuphi siyenze emalini. Hayi angithola ngithi yokubhala mina ngibhalile producer ye ku-producer kubani eyami ebheke mina ngicela ifike kumina. And that's how you run your business, because especially with features, they go collect the money. Ingoma into enawe phakathi, they collect the money for you. You understand? Akufani naku distributor where you collect esuke kuma-digital sales iphela, but bona bayiqoqa yonke indawo mayidlala kuma-outlet stores, imidlalo bayakwazi ukuqoqa wonke lawo ma-royalties. But okay, iPod na yenze something esingaka man.
And so that's publishing yakho ushaye une-share ne?
Yeah, ngisipane share. So they've been doing a great job for me so far, because
let me mention, thank you Share. We've had a TS Records catalog Share for over 10 years, and we've had a great relationship together.
Yeah. So they take care of me, and they make sure that is the right. So I feel like it's very crucial for upcoming artists to run their businesses like that, because I have a recording label, but again, it comes with polishing music first. Make sure that you speak to the right audience, so that lo muntu osukuma approach noma uzoku-approach, you know ukuthi udila uzokwazi ukukhuluma nale audience okhuluma nayo. If ungasiyena umuntu okwazi ukukhuluma ne-audience okhuluma nayo, mhlawumbe i-audience yakhe iniche wena you deal with istrad, then don't sign for the sake of saying I'm gonna sign a management deal nalabo bantu, because bekwazi ukwenza lento udingayo. Udinga umuntu o-understand lento osuke ofuna ukuyipush and say, yo, okay, laba they speak for the dust, management or agency speaks for the dust. So mina ngizorecord music, ngidrop music, umsebenzi wabo ukuthi to say we're gonna sell music le brand le ngawuthanda music kwakho, le brand le ngawuthanda music kwakho. Oh, okay, let's get 2 gigs here and here, because these are your market. And that's how you run your music business if you're an upcoming artist.
Any upcoming album, EP 2022, or when should we expect?
For me, I've been dropping. Last year, November, I dropped the EP to Amalobolo. It was a very heartfelt EP. Because I wasn't in a good space. You understand, lockdown is shy song. So that EP was strictly for that. For Rabantu who are going through the same things I was going through. And then this year, I was trying, because I'm trying to build a label. I dropped another EP trying to introduce my DJ, who's gonna be who's actually the first artist under my label. And
big up, I saw him on social media.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that I think you mentioned something along the lines of he is somebody you grew up with also.
Yeah, it's actually the brother I grew up with. When we started rapping, he started DJing. So we literally from the same town, we grew up together, we've been friends since high school. You understand? It's just that thing. For us, especially like for me, I really, let's say, take care of family before you take care of the outside. You understand? Because awukwazi ukuthi ube muhle ngaphandle ekhaya kungekho right. You understand? So kumele uqale uqine phakathi ekhaya and then move outside and then say, okay, sekuclean ngaphakathi, now let me take care of the outside. Understand? So that's what I'm doing. So I introduced him EP to amagalelo, means ama-accolades or imsebenzi yethu. So, but my first single, Ilonyaka, I'm dropping it in July, beginning of July. First single, Aubrey Qwana, that's gonna lead to the album. And again, I need to push it in a way whereby it needs to allow for people to say, okay, we hear this and now we think we are ready for the album, because I don't want to drop something that's literally gonna just sit there. I know music, that's why I've been dropping EPs for the good to have catalog and to share it. But for an album, you need to be strategic about everything. You need to plan it properly. And if you are not happy with the people that you with, do not drop the album under the...
This year I actually wanted to drop an album Easter.
Yeah.
I changed my mind.
Yes.
I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then let me just keep dropping singles.
Yeah, and see where it takes
me.
If the growth allows to say album, then you can say album. Because you don't want to say album under the wrong people or pushing with the wrong people and the timing is not okay. Because if the timing is not okay, that means you are literally dropping for the eight.
Exactly. But sometimes you find that you're not dropping, you don't have a single that is generating an interest to the album. So, but for me, now what I love also is just keep on building the catalog, even if you're building towards the album. But for almost a decade, you know. It's only now that I think
But you know what's good about that? It's because you've worked so hard. After 50 years, my dropper will pay attention because you've worked so hard to for example, Uzonke, I think she drops after how many years?
She doesn't drop every year.
She drops after quiet. I don't know, after 4 years.
Keep quiet for a while.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I stand to be corrected. I think she drops after 4 years. I drop Ijad, who drop her after Makwa paid me off on the she can drop. That's why she takes time with everything, and she has worked so hard for that to happen. You understand? Because I feel like when you work so hard, you don't want to just drop for the sake of dropping, but you want to drop for the sake of what receive the way also is on the corner when you're making it. You understand? So you want the feeling to be translated exactly how you intend for it to be heard. You understand? So you've worked so hard to drop an album. But as soon as bears want to drop your album, they're gonna go and go check it. Because they know your work. You understand? So umsebenzi wakho usuke uyikhulumela akusadingi ukuthi wenze into ending, umsebenzi wakho wona usuthatha ukubeke lapho kudinga ukuthi ube khona ngalesikhathi udinga ukuthi ube khona. So that's why nami I've been dropping so that ukuthi ngifike kule point ukuthi I can drop when it's necessary for me to drop. And that's why I haven't dropped an album yet. That's why I've been dropping EPs. I already have 3 EPs out, but I'm waiting for the right time. It's okay, I think the market is waiting for me. They ready, they understand what I'm about. They understand what I'm catering for. So, therefore, I can give them what they need.
I get you.
Yes.
How does the future look like?
Ooh, it looks amazing. You know, I have this thing that I say now, I call myself a global star. I don't know where it comes from, but I just call myself a global star because I believe, you know, when I see the numbers on not social media, or when I see the numbers on Spotify, on Apple Music, and you see your top 10 is not Africa. Obviously, the first one is gonna be South Africa, and then the second one it's the United States, it's the UK, it's Germany. It's that for me it shows me this thing of language barriers, it doesn't apply to me. For me, people they come to my music for a certain feeling, and it's clear that I'm giving it to them because these numbers are growing from these places that I've never been to, and I've never thought what I want about you understand? Because I literally thought Lumculo is strictly for South Africans. You understand? When you see other countries angaphandle la Africa. I see the African countries, but nangaphandle la Africa, understanding and loving your sound and getting DMs from people from Spain. Yo, we love music. When you check the profile, it's just a white kid. Like how? You understand? For me, it confuses me, but I just learn to appreciate it. The music is not just for South, but it doesn't mean I should change how I do it because the audience age. I should keep, because they introduced to this music because of how I address my situations. So I'm gonna continue, just grow bigger and better.
I'm so proud of you. It's been an honor to work with you.
Yeah.
I'm humbled to know you for it too. I'm looking forward to seeing your growth, and I'm looking forward to creating some more work with you. Yeah. And I will be there to see you shine. I will be there to see you become the best Aubrey you're supposed to be, to become in this world.
And also, you'll be there when the storms are coming to say, boy, if this happened, don't worry, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this, and then trust me, you're gonna become a great man after that.
I'll definitely be there.
You understand? So
I'm here for life. I'm signed down.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, guys. Aubrey Qwana. Thank you. I'll see you guys on the next video.
DJ Sbu Live presents